So I'm gonna go get a grapefruit that I can cut up and put in some water so I can have something to drink while I'm talking to you guys. It is such a nice day out here in California. So nice. So let's get one. I think these guys are pretty good. This one's got some pink on it. Nice. Oh, yum. Look at this. Looks so good. Smells so good. Oh, smells so good. Okay, let's put this in some water. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna see how good this actually is. Mild, but refreshing. It's good. So the first one is that it won't come easy, but it'll be worth it. So surfing, just like parenting, takes some struggle and it's hard work, and when you're first starting out it's easy to get discouraged, but it is so worth it. Whether you are paddling out for the 10th time without catching any waves, or you are up late with a baby, in the end it is so worth it, because that first wave that you catch or that smile from your child will make it all worth it, and all the struggle will not be in vain. It'll be worth it, and one day you will succeed. So you can do this. Just know that all of the struggle is worth it, and that you will be so happy you stuck through with it. The next one is that patience is key, and with surfing it might be one week you are a wave catching machine, and the next week you are lucky if you can even paddle out. So it's really important to remember to be patient when you're learning how to surf. Just like in parenting, there are a lot of moments where you have to have patience and endurance, and sometimes we just have to be patient with ourselves and with our circumstance. Surfing is a great opportunity for you to learn to be patient, whether you're waiting out in the water for waves or you're just struggling with the last few surf sessions that you've had. I promise you that it'll be worth it, but you just have to practice exercising that muscle of patience. The next one is to be kind to yourself when you're learning how to surf. Surfing is a very difficult sport to learn, and it is so much fun when you finally do learn. But that being said, it is a very difficult sport to get into as a beginner because it's very physically and mentally demanding. There's a lot of changes in the water and it's not consistent like most other sports. So it's really important to be kind to yourself when you make mistakes, because there are highs and there are lows in the sport, and you have to just keep plugging through and keep trying and making an effort, because it'll be worth it in the end. I promise you, surfing is worth it, even though there's those highs and those lows. Just like with parenting, it's difficult moments, but then there's also some really beautiful moments that remind you of the joy of having that ability to surf or to be a parent. The next thing is that sometimes things are out of your control and you just can't change the circumstances. We can change how we respond to circumstances, but we can't always change the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So it's really important to remember that sometimes it's out of your control, and all you can do is the best that you can do with the situation that you're in. It's really important to remain positive even in those difficult moments. I know that for me, sometimes the times that I have the biggest breakthrough with surfing or parenting is when I overcome those feelings of frustration or disappointment, and that's when the real growth happens for me and I progress and move forward in whatever skill or quality trait I'm trying to acquire. So stick with it. So one thing that happens a lot with surfing and with parenting is that other people will judge you. It is inevitable. There's going to be people out there who are going to be rude, they're going to be mean, they're going to be nasty, and you just have to learn to decipher when people are giving positive feedback that is actually helpful for growing your surfing or your parenting skills, and also to know when it's not helpful and when people are just being rude or mean, or most often is a reflection of themselves and where they are at. And so you just have to let it roll like water off your back and not let it affect you too much. The next one is all you can do is try. So you can't just like make yourself do something, even if you really want to do it really badly. All you can do is try a little step each time, and you'll never know if you don't try. You're gonna make mistakes, it's gonna happen, and the sooner you accept that, the better off you'll be, because you'll find peace with knowing that you're going to make mistakes. But each time you make a mistake is a time that you learn how to not do it. Thomas Edison has a really great quote about this when he made the light bulb. I don't remember it exactly, but I will put it up on the screen, and it's just so applicable to so many things in life where you make mistakes and you just learn another way not to do it. So don't think of your mistakes as failures, but think of them as ways to improve and to learn and to grow. A really great quote that I love a lot is, "What is the best that can happen?" I love this quote because it does that twist on the quote of what's the worst that can happen, which kind of has a negative connotation to it. And I like the fact that this one says, what's the best that can happen? I mean, it's such an encouraging quote. Like, the best thing that could happen, you go out in the water, you spend time in the ocean, you learn more about being in the ocean, you get some exercise, some time in the sun. I mean, come on, you can't really lose by going out trying to learn how to surf. So I would highly recommend kind of sticking that quote into your head and just using it for different things in life, but especially with surfing. Just think, instead of, oh, I might fail, I might mess up, I might make a mistake, think, what is the best that can happen? And that quote has been really helpful for me in a lot of areas of life, but especially with surfing. So just remember that. So for me, surfing was a great opportunity for me to find myself and to find a way to get some exercise, to have some fun, and to just have time out in nature by myself. I really like spending time by myself. I'm pretty introverted. I like spending time with other people, but I get recharged mostly from being by myself. And so surfing has been a great opportunity for me as a mother, as a wife, as a human being to find myself. And I'm not promising that surfing is going to be the catalyst for you to find yourself and find meaning in life, but it will give you a lot of positivity, and for me, it has been life-changing. I would just say that for a lot of people, there are thousands of people that surf in the world and paddle out every day. I would say that it's worth a shot. Like I said, what's the best that can happen? So for me, something I always forget is that success is made up of little wins. So you have to celebrate those little wins and encourage yourself and be inspired by those little wins. One day it might be that you stand up on your board. The next day it might be that you paddle into a bigger wave that you're kind of nervous about, but you paddle in anyways and you catch it. The next day it might be not burning dinner as you're making it. So it's those little things that we need to celebrate to remind ourselves that we're moving forward, we're making success. And sometimes it's not the big breakthroughs, although they're really great when they happen. Sometimes it's the little wins of, I caught 2 waves today, and you really have to celebrate those, because that is what is going to keep you inspired and encouraged for the times when surfing is subpar for you. The last one is to try to not do it alone and know that you are not alone. This one is really important because having a community around you, whether they are other surfers or not, is really important for those difficult times, like I said, where you're going to be discouraged. It's going to happen. I think every surfer goes through these times where they're questioning the entire reason why they learned how to surf and what is the point? Should I just stop now? So it's really helpful to have a community around you. And for me especially, it really applies to parenting as well, that it's really important to have that community around you as a parent. And if you can find people that are a parent that surf, which I have been blessed to find, it is so helpful because it's just encouraging to be out there with other people, who love the sport or are parents or can relate to you in one way or another. So just remember, you're not alone in this, and try to find a community that can help support you and encourage you and build you up. It'll help you a lot. I hope you found this video helpful. I know these are life lessons that I wrote out the other day, that I was just reminiscing on how much surfing and parenting have changed my life, and how there's a lot of correlation to me between the two, and how there's a lot of struggle that's involved in both, but also a lot of joy that's involved with both. And so I just kind of wanted to bridge this gap between parenting and surfing. Whether you're a parent or a surfer, I hope these are helpful or encouraging for you to hear a perspective about working through these struggles in either one of these areas. And if you're a surfer and a parent, comment down below, because I'd love to meet more people that are in the same boat as me. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it down below. It helps me out a lot. And share it with someone who might find it helpful or interesting. And just comment down below if there's anything specific you want to see, or any advice you specifically want to see from me. I've had a good amount of time in the water. I'm not a professional, but I have some experience and talked with other surfers and watched a lot of surf videos. So I'd love to share my knowledge more with you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.